So this morning I thought I might do a video on survivor bias in Japanese houses, old Japanese houses. But before that, I'd like to give a shout out to everyone that supported the Cat Cafe project on Buy Me a Coffee. Very generous of you, it's very much appreciated. And I've actually trained the cats up on cat treats, so here's some footage. Gigi's stomach. So once again, guys, very much appreciated, and the cats very much appreciate it. So this morning I woke up and there was quite a big earthquake down where the Bentons live, down in Ehime there, and they're fine. So I was speaking with Danny, and they live in an old Kominka house that used to be a hotel, ryokan. So it's built really well, and basically all the old houses in Japan that weren't built to decent standards, they're no longer here. So there's the concept called survivor bias, and it's basically people believe that certain designs and certain things are great because they have survived the test of time, and it doesn't take into account all the ones that didn't. So this is what survivor bias is, and you have this in Kominkas. So these old Japanese houses, while they may look the same, they're not all built to the same standards and the same quality. There was another earthquake recently in a different prefecture of Japan, and a lot of the Kominkas just fell over. The roofs just collapsed in, and it was absolute carnage with these old houses. And although to the naked eye, looking at them from outside, they all look like they're built the same. But you've got to be really careful, because like anything, you can buy an apartment somewhere in a major city where you live, and it can be built excellently, and you could buy an apartment in a block that looks very similar, very modern, and it's just not built properly. So their place is a ex-commercial building, which you're going to have a lot higher percentage of these surviving, because when these were built, people had bigger budgets, so they could pay the builder more, they could get better quality materials and things like this. So these buildings tend to last longer, and people can extrapolate out incorrectly, seeing these old places surviving the test of time, no damage, things like this, and extrapolated out to every building with a similar design in Japan, and this is just not true at all. My place is 135 years old. I haven't done a detailed video of the construction of my place because I'm not a Kaminka channel, but it's absolutely extraordinary if you go into the roof of my place, the way it's built, the way it's put together, and that's why it's still standing and has no damage at all. Because when it was built in the late 1800s, the family who built it, they were merchants of silk, so they had more money than the average bear, so it was built better. Then I assume a lot of the other Kaminkas that were built in the 1800s in my area, because in my part of the village there's only one still standing of that vintage. The others were built later. So my house is an example of survivor bias for that time. There's a lot of old places you'll find on the internet, on apps and things like this, that just look absolutely brilliant, but you don't really know the value until you do a proper inspection. And when people put photos out on the internet to sell a property, they're not going to show you the negative parts, and you have to find this out yourself. And as I've said many times, I see these ads up on these apps, and the comments made by foreigners that, well, I'm going to move to Japan tomorrow and buy that, it's such a bargain. It just makes me laugh or cry, one or the other. It's just a trap in many cases. Just have to be careful. Good. So here's one of two sakuras that I have at my place, and they've just come out in flower in the last week, in the last few days actually. It's been a little bit late up in Nagano because of the weather, but they're out now. Isn't that a beautiful tree? And I've got another one down here, and I'll just show you that. And here's the other one.
Let's go back home.